What's up everybody, my name is Lewis. Today we're going to be going over this simple design of LeBron James I did a while back.
LeBron James.
This will be my first graphic design breakdown, so any feedback please leave it in the comments, but here we go. Alright, so first is the background layer. All of these pictures I got from unsplash.com, which is a great source for any designer out there. All of these are of California, of course. I have the palm tree, the city, the beach, the Santa Monica sign. And then I have this, it's the Staples Center, or Crypto.com arena now, excuse me. I just masked it out and added it on there. And then the Hollywood sign, I also had to mask out. You can see here, I couldn't find any good picture of it just cut out. So I just masked it out. Added a layer on top of it. Increased the brightness, as you can see, and added some drop shadows. That way it'll stand out more. Let me close this. Okay, then I added some color lookups to just bring the colors out and tie all of these pictures together. So next we have LeBron. Let's hide all of these and just show a big LeBron. So first I have a layer behind him that is, it's just a brush layer of yellow to bring out the color. Before I actually go into it, I want to mention that my cutouts, I usually get the pictures from Getty Images. I have a video, I'll put it somewhere up here, that shows how to get the watermark removed from it and keep the quality of the image. Anyways, so for my colors, for my player treatment, I go to camera raw filter. And normally for designs, which a lot of designers do nowadays, is you increase the clarity. It's clarity and texture. These are the two big things that you want to increase. Dehaze, it's not that important, but just mess around with these values and see what you like. And then for contrast, I did a plus 38, exposure just up a little bit, and the vibrance, of course. And really these values, like I said, it's really up to you. It's up to you to see like what you like. And yeah, moving on, we have the shadows. So for my shadows, what I do is I go to adjustments. Let me move this a little bit. I go to adjustments, open a levels layer, change the blending mode to multiply. And then this mask, it'll be white. So just hit Control I to invert it. Go to your brush. First of all, make sure your brush is white. And what I do is I put a flow of 10 and the hardness of 0. And then you just go in the image and you see all these darker spots on his skin, on his jersey. I just go in and brush them in. And here it's a little subtle. If you want to make it more obvious, you increase the flow of the brush. And you can see here, you can just make whatever you want as a shadow. And like I said, I go into the brush. I go into the shadows of the jersey, the skin and everything. And you can see here, it makes quite a difference. And then same thing with the highlights. Only difference is the blending mode is set to screen. This will pop out the highlights more. So you go in, same thing on his skin. The brighter areas where you see the lights hitting, you want to color those in and make them brighter to add more contrast and everything. And then I did a simple hue and saturation layer. You can kind of see it. I don't know if you guys can see it on the video, but I just added some more yellow around his skin on the edges mainly. And then I added a layer of gold yellowish on top of his whole body to bring that out more. Then I did another levels layer. This is set to normal. And I just increased the white. You'll see it on the edges mainly. I just did that to add more brightness around it so you can see the lights hitting him on the sides. And then what I do for my designs, and what a lot of designers do, is they make the eyes brighter. So you go to adjustments, brightness, contrast, make it a black mask. Just increase the brightness up, doesn't matter what it is right now. Flow, I would do 100. And then the hardness of my brush, I go up. You can go all the way up to 100, doesn't really matter. And then I just brush on the eye. Again, make sure your brush is white. I just brush on the eye. Some people just do the white parts of the eyes, but I usually do the whole eye. And then you can see there, the eyes definitely pop out a lot more with that. You can do it all the way up if you want. It's really personal choice. Oops, what did I just do? Okay, anyways, moving on. What I do next for my player treatment is I would duplicate my subject, bring him to the top, go to filter, other, high pass, and I usually do it around 6.7. Nothing more, or else it'll look kind of funky like that. So 6.7. This really just adds more texture to the image. And then what I do is I go to the blending options and I change it to overlay. The opacity, I would bring it down. I think I had it around 38. I'll show you the difference. This one's a lot softer, and then this one is a lot punchier. So anyway, moving on, I added a color lookup table to him. You go to adjustments, get it here, color lookup. Of course, you want to clip it. And this one's called anime. I'm pretty sure I got it for free online. If you want these, just shoot me a DM or a comment, whatever. I'll send you the link for it. So that's all I did for LeBron here. Next, I have the text. This is Futura. I think that's how you pronounce it, bold. With the gold, Lakers gold. Then I have this rectangular prism of, it's blank, but what I did, I found a picture of a court. I just masked it on there just to make it look like it's a court. I'll show you, it's like what he's standing on. Next, I have LeBron, the text. This one is Gotham Black, I think, the font. Yeah. I added a 2-pixel stroke. Then I bring the fill all the way down. That way you can see through it. If it was going to be all the way up, you can't see through it. So moving on, we have small LeBron. You can see he's standing on here on the court I just made. So for him, same thing as big LeBron. I added yellow around him. Same thing with the shadows and the highlights. But what I didn't talk about before are the shadows like under their feet. So for this, what I do, I go to flow 10 again. Just make a new layer under the subject. Make sure it's a black brush. Hardness, I'd go down all the way to 0. And what's important here is shrinking your brush kind of like that. You can see that. And then what you want to do is wherever the foot is touching the ground, it's going to be darker because that's what really brings out the shadows. Here, let me turn these off. I'll show you. So you just go in. I'll increase the flow a little bit, maybe 15. And you just want to brush in wherever his shoes are touching the ground. And then let's say you go a little bit too far. You can just use the eraser tool and just erase it, just like normal. So anyways, after that, like I said, make sure the darkest parts are where he touches the ground. And then for this, his heel is touching the ground, but the top of his foot isn't. So I just increase the brush, maybe a little smaller actually, and just follow the length of his foot. Maybe make it a little bit wider. And you can see here, but the further away the subject is from the ground, the thinner the shadow is going to be. So you can go in here and just make a shadow like that thin. But for this, for now, I think this is okay. And then I'll do one more shadow under where his body is standing, where his body is. You just go here. I usually just click a couple times. Nothing too serious that you need to follow here. That might be a little bit too dark. Okay, that looks good to me. I can do another video like really in depth about the shadows if you guys want as well. But moving on. So one more thing you want to do with your shadows, I did it previously, is you do another layer on top of the subject, clip it to the subject, and you want to brush in where his shoe is hitting the ground. I think that's probably too dark for that. But you can see like this connects it more. If it was just gonna be like this, it's not really blending in well. It's not really a good composition. So you want to make those parts dark of his shoe, Obviously here, the bottom of his heels of his shoe is going to be darker. So you want to brush that in. Make it like almost completely black where he's touching the ground. And that just adds another layer of depth to it. Okay, moving on, I added the same color lookup I had on the bigger LeBron to the smaller LeBron so that the skin tones are matching a little bit more. And this is pretty much it. Lastly, it's just the logos, which is simple. I just have the NBA 75th, the Lakers logo, Nike Just Do It, and my logo, of course. And then I had some color lookups, which these are the 3-strip look. This is mainly for skin. These are lower opacity. If I put it all the way up, you'll see it makes it like super red. But I just lowered it. And then I have GC Carbon Saber 709. I'm pretty sure that's a Photoshop default one as well, with opacity of 15. But anyways, guys, I think that's it for today. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated, as this is my first graphic design breakdown video. Just leave a comment down below. But anyways, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
LeBron James.